Let's go straight into the Fremantle Dockers camp and say good day to Ross Lyon. Good day, Roscoe.
Good day, Brad. How are you?
Going well. Did you give us your inner feelings when the siren went and you knew it was a draw? Now, you've been there before. Carl and I called the grand final a couple of seasons ago. But what were your feelings inside?
Oh, look, I think reality is when we're 27 points down, we come back late and would have been a steal late, but we did a lot right. But once you get a position where you can win it, you'd like to think we'd punch it through. So there was some disappointment. Proud of the efforts to never give up, but on the whole night, disappointment after a super start. You know, our inefficiency and then giving them some easy goals was probably the size of it. You know, just going to. Even in the second quarter, we had a bit of ball, but our use was we just slaughtered the footy when we could have really. Looking at the quarter, we had golden opportunities to kick 3 or 4. So.
Carl was asking me on the weekend about it. I said, look, I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I said, look, they were 27 points down. There'd been about a goal scored in about 45 minutes. And within the space of 10 minutes, it went from 27 points to a tie.
Yeah, well, I think we'd been more in the game than even the scoreboard indicated. Like, second quarter, we had 18 entries as well. So it was just our back started pushing the good spots, made them accountable, and our ball use inside 50, rather than just bombing it in, we used it. So whereas in the second quarter, we had golden opportunities. We had 3 players, and we're just bombing it in and kicking to an out number, and they just ran the ball out. So, yeah, look, we sort of just kept on working and found a way to get through.
I urged you to bring Zach Clark in, mate, last Monday, and he didn't let you down.
No, those all care, no responsibility positions are fantastic.
Well, I know that, but I was just looking at it from a purely if he's ready to go, he adds value, and he certainly showed us, you know, what he can do, and you must have been really pleased with the way he finished the game. Yeah,
we were, and what he had been doing really until the injury hit. So I thought he'd come in and play with a real steal in the air, like some really strong marks, and got his hand to it to give our midfielders an opportunity. So. He's got a big responsibility to keep that going, but it's a wonderful opportunity. Like John Griffin stood up, you know, Zach looks like he's been able to do it as well, so we're lucky in that respect.
Tell us about Walter's injury in a tick, but obviously you subbed out Silvani, who wasn't having a great night, but inadvertently, for want of a better term, it might have helped you because you sort of actually had to throw things around a little bit more, and Michael Johnson he was playing a great game down back. He started to wander forward. Was that on his own initiative, or did you push him down there?
Well, they pushed Reid behind the ball,
mm-hmm.
So we wanted to push forward and make him accountable. Not go right to him, but get to dangerous spaces, and Michael does that very well. But we rejigged the midfield a bit, and Everton went forward and should have kicked one. David Mundy, I think we found a bit there with Mundy and Fife going forward. They offered Nathan should have probably kicked 4, and Mundy was really influential forward. And so we did, you're right, it did necessitate some change and gave us a look at something better for the future.
Mate, you had 61 inside 50s, only 9 goals. You need to be obviously a lot more efficient than that. You had 12 other shots that missed, of course.
Yeah, look, we had 9-16, 4 rush, which means you're just getting it a little bit deep, but there were some sitters missed, really, some snaps that are bread and butter and some set shots. So, and then when we had golden opportunities with 3 players, 25 shots on goal, we wanted more, but I mean, they had 15 shots on goal, so we just gave up some easy ones, and at the end of the day, grand finals have been won and lost on poor kicking for goal, and so we need to work on it.
Ross, do you get frustrated or angered when you're in the box? I mean, when you watch, your press is really good, you pride yourself in your defence, but just a couple of times there they got over the back, Hanbury and Co, and ran into open goals. I'm sure that wouldn't sit well with you. You really need somebody to be a little bit smart, a little bit streetwise, and drop off and make sure you at least got some sort of coverage.
Well, we had drop-off. They were just in really poor spots. I mean, you just can't give the outlets. And on that ground, if you get in between, they get in front of you and kick over the top of you. So they were just lapses in concentration. I mean, we've identified who and why on the video, and we saw it on the night. So, you know, just really lapses in concentration were really costly. So I know the one you're talking about with the Morton went up and Hanbury come off and got it out the back, and McGuinn got out the back one. So we had people there, they just didn't execute their role when they needed to.
Walters, I've got the report from the club at 4 weeks. That's not good.
No, look, it's not ideal. I think there's an outside chance of 3. You know, we're reluctant to put figures on it because we want to hit KPIs and rehab them to KPIs. So I think they put that as a ballpark figure, but at this point, no one knows. Could be 3, could be 6. So we'll just take it every day. If he hits his KPIs, we'll move him on quickly. But as it is, we like to inform the market as best we can so we can move on.
Tendai's perceived omission last week. We caused a bit of debate on this show. Was it a late change, or was it one over the bow just to remind him that he's not a given walk-up start?
No, it was a late change. He was out. So Crozier didn't pull up that well. We gave him every chance. He was a young player. There was just some signs with his groin. So in the end, he'll be available this week, Hayden. So it's turned out fortuitous that we haven't run him into the ground. And I thought Tendai come on and impacted with some desperation.
Did well.
I've got an SMS here that's been sent in to me asking about Viv Mitchie. How far away is Viv Mitchie? He's dominating the waffle in the last few weeks.
He's playing very good football in the waffle. Really good clearance. Really great decision maker. And with him, he's 2 years of football. So his run's really building. He's starting to get to the levels now where we can consider him for AFL football, because after 2 years off, you're a long way off for conditioning. So but we know, and we're working with Viv every week, and we have a discussion on where he's getting to with his AFL fitness, more so than waffle fitness, and he's making some real inroads. And there's probably some improvement left there, but I'm sure we'll see him play senior footy before the end of the year.
There's always results which just remind you that there's never an easy game. You've got Melbourne this week. How is your injury list coming along? Is Pavlich a week away? Are you tempted to play him? What's your thought process going into this week against the D's?
Well, I'll just pull you back a step. We're taking it very seriously. I flew down into Melbourne and watched the game live, and I was quite impressed with their desperation and their work without the ball. So I saw them really stretch Richmond, and it took everything Richmond had to get over them. So I was fortunate for me to see them live, and there are no easy games, and they've turned the corner a bit. So we're expecting a tough battle. Yeah, we won't be playing anyone that's not 100% fit. So Matthew Pavlich won't play at all. So you wouldn't see Matthew before the Adelaide game, if then, and Stephen Hill's the Adelaide game. But look, we've been very good at focusing on those who are available. And we feel we've, exposed our list and grown, like with Hanneth, Crosby's come in. But Tom Sheridan's been playing good footy, and young Matt Taberner as well in the two. So we've still got some lads to go to that we think can deliver for us.
And of course, and what about Aaron Sandlin? Just an update for the listeners. We get a lot of emails, SMSs about him. How's he going? Where's he at?
No, I can tell you. Yeah, we're planning for around 13 return.
13.
He had two hiccups that, because it's a significant injury, we'll dreaded that they were hiccups, but they really just set him back a week and a week. So just, some scar tissue, not the original injury. So we're really planning for around 13 returns. So I know everyone will hold us to that, but that's the plan. There
was a report late last week that the AFL looking at overhauling the rules of the game committee. Have you thrown your hat in the ring?
Yeah. I got my hands full trying to get 4 points. So, look, I think I like the changes. I like the no cannonball, the legs out from underneath. I think the bump rule, as long as they're consistent, and I think we're all looking for consistency. But all the games we're lost, it's had nothing to do with the umpiring. I think the game's moving, scores are up, less stoppages, everyone's happy. So I think they're doing a good job. And
you're happy with the draws? 2 points each. It's a bit of mystique. It throws a bit of a spanner in the works. We know the finals they play extra time. Grand finals you come back again, which I think is the way to do it.
Well, look, it takes a percentage for us, and teams that are behind us now have to get one win in front of us to jump ahead. So they're a really valuable 2 points.
Good on you, Ross. Really appreciate your time tonight. Good luck against the Demons on the weekend. We'll talk to you next Monday.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Carl.
See you, mate.
Ross Lyon there, joining us from the Fremantle Dockers. Coaches back-to-back for Parkland Mazda into the West Coast Eagles next.